guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Shay. I'm a full-time reseller on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari.
I am Tyler, part-time seller on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark.
And today's video is about a situation that happened to us on eBay, and we think it's really important to share it with other resellers because it could impact you and your business. And make sure you stay till the end because we do explain exactly this company that we had to deal with, what they represent, and what their purpose is, and how they affect resellers, which you need to know.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, so
could be a big deal.
Before we get into it, you do have a t-shirt?
I do have a t-shirt. This is my adulting shirt.
Yeah, we are adulting right now because we're talking about something that's actually important, and we're not just having fun out in the thrift store, which we'll be doing it again Sunday, don't you worry. But I also have my Bowden dress that you guys told me to wear
for the live.
Yesterday. So if you guys aren't part of our lives, you guys get the scoop on what the videos are going to be. They also get to tell us what to wear, apparently. We talk a lot about cookies. There's a lot of stuff going on. So if you're not part of the Tuesday lives, you should be. But yeah, do you want to just start getting straight into it?
Let's get started.
Okay, so to start off, I think we should show you just what we received. So we got a letter.
Yeah, we have a verification request letter from someone representing a company representing Bionic.
It's representing Inception.
Yeah. So just, we're going to put it up on the screen, pause to read.
Yeah, so this is a company called VantageBP LLC, and they claim to represent Bionic.
In this case. So you had 2 listings.
Yes, I did.
2 whole listings.
Basically, volume seller I am.
Basically what they said is, please cease and desist selling Bionic because you're not a licensed or approved wholesaler for your 2 items. Mm-hmm. They wanted identification of your source of goods. They wanted invoices showing the quantity of inventory that you hold. And they wanted your company contact and business information. Yeah.
So I think we should just kind of go through what I went through when I received this letter. So to start with, I should say that this actually came on the day that Daily Refinement was banned. Yeah. If you don't know what happened there, I don't know everything. I don't. All I know is what he said in his channel, but essentially he got permanently banned from eBay for selling sneakers that he could not prove where he received them from.
Provenance. Yeah, he could not provide where they came from.
Right. So basically he could not identify source of goods, as the first bullet point here states.
Or provide any kind of
invoice. Yeah. So I read that and I thought, well, that is something that can happen. So maybe I should look deeper into this. So there were a few things that I kind of...
A few red flags?
A few red flags. First one is they didn't name me. This is titled to Attention Marketplace Seller. If you know anything about legal filings, very often, they will name you. They have to. So that was a little strange to me, but I'm like, okay, maybe there's something different in that. I don't know this type of law. Maybe, I don't know. The other really strange thing was this came from a eBay user. I'm just going to name them. Deriba34. They
no
had
feedback. Zero feedback.
Zero.
And
big goose egg.
No connection to either Vantage LLC or Bionic that we could find out.
Yeah. And now this isn't really a red flag, but I'm going to mention it. The letter was not able to be viewed on anything other than a laptop, and you had to actually go into the backend and download it to the point where we will talk about this later, but the eBay representative couldn't open it either, and I had to screenshot it and send it to them via some portal. Strange. That shouldn't happen with illegal filing. You would think anyways. Yeah. But there were green flags, right?
I mean, it does look official. There's no obvious spelling or grammar issues that would tip you off. A lot of the times the email fraud and online fraud is intentionally wrong with the spelling because they're hoping to get the people that don't notice.
Right. They also did use the official Bionic brand logo. Now, as you guys know, I'm sure, selling clothing, that is copywritten material, and you would think that if this wasn't legitimate, they wouldn't use that. Not to say scammers won't do it, but you would just think that it would be easier for them to not,
Yeah, you're just adding headaches.
Yeah. So, anyways, we should probably take a step back before we move into this and just kind of talk about, is it legal to resell clothing? Like, is that like a thing that we're able to do? Are we in murky waters here? So should we talk about this?
As long as you're not in Mexico.
Yeah. If you didn't see that video, make sure you do, because if you're in Mexico and you're trying to resell clothing, don't.
It's a crime. We'll link that
up.
It's a reseller recap, I believe. Back on track. Essentially, reselling comes down to, in most people, citing the first sale doctrine.
Which is?
Basically, that means is once you bought it, it's yours to do whatever you want. So you can sell it, you could burn it, you could blow it up, you could bury it in your backyard. You bought it, it's yours. Like, that's your property. As long as you didn't rent, lease, or borrow it, like, it belongs to you.
So there are some obvious exceptions. A lot to do with software, DVDs, that type of thing. There's oftentimes disclaimers that say that it cannot be resold, that it's licensed directly to you, the purchaser, and it cannot be transferred to somebody else. I don't fully understand all of that, but just know that there are exceptions and you do need to be aware of them.
I mean, one of the other exceptions is you're not allowed to make copies of the item and then sell a counterfeit item.
Duh, right? I mean, duh.
Counterfeiting is illegal.
So to sum that up, yes, you can resell clothing. It is perfectly legal. The first sale doctrine does protect you. But we do know that Veros are a thing that happen on eBay. We do know that eBay often does side with the brand.
Yes.
So we had to kind of do our due diligence here. So the next step that I took was I checked the Verilist. If you're not familiar with the Verilist, there are tons of videos on YouTube all about it. But basically, it is a list of brands that is on there, and you probably shouldn't sell them. Now, from what I understand, some brands are more active about coming after resellers.
And being miserable about it?
Yes. Then others, I think even American Eagle is on there, which I sell American Eagle. So there is very varying degrees of like importance for those brands. But I wanted to see if they're on there. Vionic is not on the Verilist, if you were wondering.
Yeah, so that's a huge red flag for this whole thing.
So I started questioning, well, are they in the process? Recently, I did see Profit Monster did a video on Allbirds. They were not on the Verilist. However, he got a Vero. You can watch his video. I will link it for you. But so I kind of thought, okay, maybe they're in the process and they haven't done it yet. So I reached out to eBay.
Yeah, so you reached out to eBay and they said the same thing, that there's no issues.
So basically they did a double check on their end and they said they're not on the Verilist and they're not in process or anything of that nature. So you can freely list these items on eBay. However, they did suggest that we reach out to Vionic directly to confirm, because of course eBay is not the brand, they don't represent the brand, so they only know as far as what they've been notified of. So they did actually give us Vionic's phone number and told us to reach out.
That's an experience, let me tell you. So first off, it connects to a different named company when you call them. I called 3 or 4, 5, 6 times. I called quite a bit. When I could get a person on the phone, which is 30% of the time, no one seemed to have an answer for me. No one had heard of vantagebp. Basically, they said, "Oh, we're not the right department. Let me get you to another department," and then I would be stuck in whole purgatory nightmare, and then I would have to leave a message, and they would say they'd call me back in a day or two. It's been a week and a half, 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have still not gotten an answer. We still don't know whether or not Vantage is related to Vionic in any way.
Right. You did find out some salacious information about Vionic. I don't know if we should put that in the video. However, Google Vionic and their owner.
Google Vionic News.
Yeah, it's spicy. So if you do that, leave us a comment below and just let us know if that shocked you as much as it shocked us. But yeah, different video. Crazy.
Totally not related to this.
Yeah. But so since we couldn't get a hold of Vionic, I was kind of scratching my head saying, do I list, do I not list? So I decided to do one more thing. And oh my goodness, God, I did. We decided to look up who vantagebp are.
Yeah.
And well, do you want to kind of, you have thoughts, so I think it might be funner coming.
So they're an electronic online reseller watchdog, essentially. So they basically have proprietary software and programming that scans reselling platforms, Amazon, eBay, Alibaba, Wish, etc., to look for counterfeits and unofficially licensed and unofficial merchandise and unapproved wholesalers to combat infringement of your intellectual property.
Yeah, okay. That's fancy wording for they literally scan the platforms for a brand name and send out a cease and
that's what they
desist
do.
letter.
That's what they do. Yeah.
I'm just cutting through it. That's what they do. So there is lots of fun Reddit threads out there explaining their experience with vantagebp, and Again, this is their experience. We don't know exactly, their legitimacy and all of that. However, people have stated that one, no lawyer works for vantagebp. I cannot confirm or deny that because, of course, I don't work for vantagebp, but that is out there. So could they actually enforce any of this?
Maybe.
Seems like a big, I don't know. They did give some interesting stats to kind of go with their legitimacy.
So there are stats out there that say approximately 65% of people that are contacted will take down the listing. And then after that, a further 20% of people will provide the information required to then become authorized to sell the items, which works out to 85% of people contacted take action to either prove it or take down the listing.
So I was one of the 65%. I did delete my listings off of eBay as soon as I received this for a few reasons. One, I wanted to avoid a Vero because, as anybody who sells on eBay knows, Veros is bad. So I wanted to avoid that. Number two, I wasn't able to confirm quickly enough to feel comfortable, and it did take us a few weeks to get to where we're at now. So I didn't want to do that. So I am one of the 65%. Will I keep my listings down, though? My answer is probably no. First of all, I don't think that they would ever actually move forward with doing anything about these listings. That is my personal opinion. I cannot vouch for that. I do not make business recommendations on that. That is my personal opinion. But also, of note, they do not go for listings on Poshmark or Mercari, which are my other two platforms. I did not also
that remove. We could see. I mean, they might be included, but they were not.
It was not listed on their website. I also have not removed those listings, never did, and have not had any further issue that I know of. I was given 3 business days to respond. It's been about 2 weeks now. So take that with what you will. I don't know. But a long and short of it is I'm not sure that I believe that they could actually do anything. I think this is a scare tactic. I think this is sending out a scary letter to make resellers kind of recoil and stop selling products because brands are not loving that we're doing it.
Well, I think it's a way for brands to get around the Verilist and go, because not all platforms have that same kind of criteria that eBay does. It's a way for the brand to enforce their new items and new brand merchandise being the only game in town to protect their profits and pad their bottom line.
Yes, and I should have mentioned this at the top of the video, but I will state that none of my listings had stock photos. I'm not going to get into the debate of whether you should use stock photos or not use stock photos. I just don't generally do that for shoes anyway. So they did not have stock photos, so this was not a result of that. This was just a bully on the internet bullying me and succeeding, I guess.
Well, they succeeded in a third of it because they're still up on 2/3 of the platforms.
All right, I'm only going to do so much. But so that is everything I think we have.
Yeah.
I am curious how many of you guys have gotten letters like this from vantagebp or other maybe similar companies.
There's a few of them. We looked into this. It's a booming industry that people are now paying for, businesses are paying for, to essentially scare resellers into taking down items, which is just uncalled for and unwarranted.
Yeah, so if you have experiences, let us know in the comments. Let us know what you think about companies like this coming for resellers. Do you think it means that there's going to be issues for reselling in the future? Do you think that it's going to impact the viability of reselling in the future? I'm curious, so let's start a discussion on that because I really haven't fully gotten a full picture myself of what I think it means for the future. But for right now, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, that's everything we got. So thank you all for watching.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back really soon with a new video.